name is Brett Young, and today I'm going to be showing you how to work with the Microsoft Azure AI Foundry Agent Service in order to build agents. So I thought I'd start off by basically just covering what an AI agent is, because I know there's kind of a lot of discussion about the true definition of an agent. And the main thing that I would say is that there isn't really an official definition for an agent. However, there are a few things that I think most agents do use. The first of which is tools. So basically, things like APIs or databases that the agent can use to accomplish tasks are usually incorporated into agents. The second is memory. And memory is sort of similar to a tool, but it's more geared around how the agent uses sort of previous experience to solve tasks in the future. And this is kind of related to another concept called continual learning, where the agent over time improves without really needing to be retrained. And then finally is orchestration. Orchestration is sort of how the agent manages complex tasks that may require multiple tool calls, memory calls, and things like that. So it's sort of the planning mechanism of the agent. So now that we've covered kind of the basics of what an agent is, I'll dive into now using the Azure AI Foundry Agent Service. For this tutorial, what we want to do is try to build a travel agent. So what this agent will do is it will search for hotels for us, and then after it finds a hotel that we like, it will go ahead and find restaurants near that hotel. And the motivation for this is anytime you get a hotel, it's nice to be close to where you'd like to eat. So in order to accomplish this, the first thing we're going to do is build a few tools. So for this tutorial, I use 𝗲𝗲 along with calling basically Google API. So we build a function here called food search, which searches for restaurants, and we also build a hotel search function. And what we're going to do, or what I've already done, is deploy these functions to Azure using their command line interface. So if you'd like to deploy these functions yourself, you can walk through these steps, and basically you just need this function app.py file containing your API key and this code, and you can go ahead and deploy that, and now your functions will be live so that your agent can use them. So now that we've created these functions and deployed them using this command here, we can go to the Azure AI Foundry portal. And on the left-hand side here, you'll see several options for different products. Since I've already built several agents in here, you'll see all these different agents that I've got. But on the right-hand side, you'll see information related to my agent. So one of the most important things about the agent is its instructions. So right here, you basically just describe how the agent should operate. So I say, use the hotel searcher to find hotels, use the food searcher to find nearby places. And then also one important detail here is that we kind of tell the agent that it must use the hotel searcher first, and that it also must pass the exact coordinates of the hotel to this food searcher tool. And that's important because sometimes in a big city, if you just search for a restaurant in a city, chances are you will not get a restaurant that's actually nearby your specific location within the city. Additionally, here we describe our tools. So I'll just dive in here just to show you what it looks like. So we've defined a few actions, which are basically tools. We add a description to how to use the tool. This includes kind of like sample inputs, things like that. And also we supply a open API schema, which basically is a formal way of describing how to use the function that we've created previously. So you'll go ahead and deploy both functions and then link them inside this this dashboard here for the hotel searcher and the food searcher. And then also, if you want, you can describe the model settings here, which is just temperature and top P sampling parameters. I use pretty low parameters here because I'm not really looking for any sort of creativity. I'm mainly just looking to see the agent use the tools properly. I've also set the model here as GPT-4.1. You can also use other models that you deployed on Azure AI Foundry. So yeah, so now that we've sort of configured the agent, and additionally, if you would like, you can add knowledge bases, which sort of acts like memory. For this agent, it's fairly simple, so we'll skip that and mainly stick to our tools. And I guess one other detail is you can also add other agents here, which is kind of cool. So now we can go ahead and experiment with our agent a little bit. If you click the Try in Playground button, you will be able to see this sort of chat window that sort of lets you experiment really quickly with your agent. And additionally, you can click this View Code button, which basically allows you to copy this code and use it directly in your editor. So I actually went ahead and modified this code a little bit, so I won't copy this, but it is a good place to get your endpoint URL as well as your agent ID here. So I'll move over to my code editor here, and you can see I've got this script. Here I import and initialize Weave, which Weave is a toolkit built by Weights and Biases that lets you track sort of like the inputs and outputs to your model really easily. You just add this Weave op decorator above any function that you want to track, and it will track the inputs and outputs to your function. So we can go ahead and run this script here. Okay, so we can paste in a query to our agent. Here we just basically tell the agent where we'd like to stay and the date, and also the duration of the stay. And we can go ahead and click enter. And you can see here that this trace is being logged to Weave. So it's going to log the input, what I just gave the agent, along with the output. And you can see here that it gives us a list of possible options. So I'll go ahead and click this option here and hit enter. And again, this response is going to be logged to Weave. So while that's loading, I will open up this link here inside Weave. And while that's loading, you can see that we've got a response. So it finds restaurants nearby along with ratings. And inside Weave, you'll see here, this is the original query that I gave the agent. Basically asked it to plan us a trip, and you see the output is stored here along with my selection and the response from the model. So I hope you enjoyed this video about how to build agents with Microsoft Azure Agent Builder and Weights and Biases Weave. If you'd like to read more about this tutorial, feel free to check out the article, and thank you for watching.